bienvenidos a Deuces Wild, bitches!
Well, hello there, EB. What a very beautiful background you are coming from.
Dude, this is incredible, man. I am at La Casa de Jesse Bromberg out here in Cabo San Lucas, Chileno Bay. It's fucking ridiculous. This is an endless edge pool behind me, the ocean's behind that. One of the most beautiful settings I've honestly have ever seen in my life. I am very grateful and appreciative for Jesse for having me down here. But I I don't know too. So we face south, right? And I've never seen this before because I've always been on either the West Coast or the East Coast, but I've never been in a direction where you're actually facing south with the sun like that and having an ocean or whatever. Bro, I've the sunset this morning lit up the fucking sky. So the sun comes up, excuse me, sunrise. The sun comes up at like, let's call it like 6:37 is when it peaks over there. But at about 5:30, maybe a little bit later than that, I woke up. I've never ever in my life seen anything like it. Just
Yeah.
fucking
No,
beautiful, man.
no, being that far south, and by the way, you even opened up the show talking Spanish. It's apropos for being in Cabo. But no, when the sun pops up, and you're on the water, it's like, the rays come out and then all of a sudden all the water starts glistening. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm glad you're getting a chance to experience it.
Yeah, super cool. So, all right, man, let's make sure we get in our title sponsor, Bet Online, the number one online gambling destination for all the latest news, scores, odds, predictions, everything you need. Go to Bet Online. They have it there for you. You want NFL action right now, you want NBA action. It's fantastic. We always know that. You got college shooting, firing. For all I know, you could probably bet on, I don't know. I said two frogs fucking last time, but whatever. It's all there. We do know, Thrill, that you can bet on the presidential race. That was one of the prop bets on Bet Online. Our guy, Donald Trump, took it down to become not just the 45th, but now the 47th, at least president elect of the United States. So that was a fascinating evening
Yeah,
last Tuesday.
yeah,
That, wow, man. It's
yeah. We
a
got off.
big
We got
victory.
off. We definitely got off. The show last week, and I had a few more Jack Daniels and stayed up till 2 in the morning watching everything. And I know that you closed the show with a little "Go Trump" type of thing, and frickin' Nora just went off on you in the chat room. So I was like, hell, we can't make everybody happy.
And we can't. But here's the thing about me and my political views. God bless America. God bless the democratic system. I love the fact that we have checks and balances, the three different branches of government. I think it's critical in the success of all of us as the country. And I don't, I think from a political standpoint, and I'm pretty much down the middle on whatever issue that you want to talk about. You bring it up, and whether it's the economy or social situations or whatever. But at the same time, what I love about politics is that we all have the right to have our own fucking opinion.
Yeah,
And
I mean, hey, look, there's pro opinions, there's con opinions, all that sort of stuff. The big thing is you get a chance to be heard, and if you really look at the process, and everybody in the chat room right now, I mean, these are our smarter people in the chat room right here. If you look back on our founding fathers and them setting up the electoral college and having that vision moving forward, that like one big population, let's say in New York, or one big population in California, they can't control the whole vote of the whole country. And for them to have that forethought, whew, that was pretty awesome, so
well, what was crazy is that Trump won the popular vote
yeah.
and by a significant amount. And yet, if you walk around with a MAGA hat, if you say you're a Trump supporter, you get chastised, man. And it's you know what? More than anything, I think it's the far left that became so radical and so condemning of anybody who would potentially support Trump. Look, I I love our president in a lot of ways. I think deep down, I actually do believe there's a lot of great qualities, with this man. I also think he's done a lot of fucked up shit. He said a lot of fucked up shit. He makes I mean he's got to make you scratch your head 15 times over. But what he's done really well, in my opinion, is he's figured out what a problem is, and then how are we going to attack that problem to fix it.
Yeah,
We've never in our lifetimes have had a more proactive government that wants to wash or proactive president that wants to wash away of all the political bullshit. And
yeah.
he and
Well,
he, and he
the
talks
thing
about it. He's
is,
like he wants to move it.
well, the thing is, and this is probably the one big, huge feather in his cap is the fact that he's a businessman. And in business, you got a problem, you fix it. You know,
Yep.
in politics, you got a problem, you can kind of kick the bucket down the road and blame it on him, blame it on her, and whatever. You know, it's like, let's fix the fucking problem. And that's what he does. So, anyway.
Certainly. So anyhow, Trump was like minus 130, and then I was going back and forth with Giuseppe Pepe Manuele all night. The 130 became minus 150, became minus 180. He's like updating me with the odds. He's
Yeah.
like Trump's minus 250, minus 500, minus 1,000. That's when I knew it was over.
Yeah, no,
Right?
I got you. I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Crazy.
we before we came on here, you and I talked. Had some interesting news pop up right here before the show. They announced the Silver Slugger Award winners, and I know you said you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, dude, I do. I want to get into it with you. It was the other topic of conversation that I wanted to talk about or bring up tonight, discuss was, and then we'll get into the Silver Sluggers. But this weekend, Thrill, we went to the National All-State Games. I coached one of the California teams. We had two California teams. I coached this California American team. We pieced together this team, just handpicked of like this dude, this dude, this dude, this dude. Now, I will say, and this is just total transparency for everybody, the other team got to put their team together first. So they got to choose everybody that they wanted to choose within the state. So they got many of the top players. And then I got to choose everybody else. And we had sort of a ragtag group of kids, but I really went after baseball players. I went after guys that I knew had the ability to play the game, that had the ability to put the ball in play, run the bases, were solid defensively. And I didn't know how it was going to end up, but we got there, Thrill. And, bro, we were hitting and running. We were running and hitting. We were making all the plays defensively. We even fucking bunted, man. It was so gosh damn beautiful. When you think about, like, we're still at 54-80 right now, or at least this tournament was. And so you have kids throwing 81 miles per hour, 82 miles per hour from 54 feet. When I saw a kid swing and miss and he didn't have a chance, it wasn't like, let's sit here and hope and pray. It was like, no, come here, kid. Yo, bro, put my arm around him. Carter, do me a favor. Bunt the next ball to the third baseman. Got it? Sweet. Go get him. And he turns around, squares around, bunts it right back to the pitcher. What does the pitcher do? Clank off his glove, throws it into right field, and next thing you know, boom, we win the. Like, there's so many things that I now it's totally opened my eyes. Where yes, I love the concept and theory of the 3-run home run. I love the fact that we're teaching kids to drive the baseball. I don't necessarily need a punch and Judy hitter, but certain situations call for that sort of baseball, the old school baseball. And it got to the point, I was yelling out like 753. The number meant fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. But guess what? It caused panic on the other side. So my whole rant in all of this was that we had one day where we weren't great with getting runners in from third base in less than 2 outs. We had some punch outs in this situation, yeah, whatever. And so the next day, we were playing Carolina. Carolina was one of the very best teams there. They won it last year. And I said, boys, this will never fly against a team like that. We cannot leave those guys out there. And so what did they do? Bro, we got to 2 strikes. They turned to me, give it to the little bulldog. Hey, Mississippi State did this. We're going to fight with 2 strikes to put the ball in play. 4 ground balls led to, I think it was like 6 runs. 4 ground ball outs that were either outs or errors led to 6 fucking runs by just putting the ball in play. Amazing.
So 2 things I got to say on that. All right, exactly what you just said, and that is where the game has changed. You do not put the ball in play anymore. You got so many freaking strikeouts, and so now the other team doesn't have to handle the ball. So you don't exploit the guys who can't catch, who panic when the ball comes to them, whatever it might be. That's first off. Second off, I'm an aggressive guy. You're an aggressive guy. A lot of people that are in the chat room are aggressive. I like aggressive baseball. I like taking the extra base, putting the pressure on it, the hit and run, the run and hit. I'm like, if a guy's slow to the plate, let's run, let's steal, let's make somebody throw us out, whatever it might be. I love that. So that's one of the reasons why you guys did a great job in the tournament. Other than that, to go back to what we were talking about before, because they brought it up in the chat room, Travis Kelce might be a good, tight end. He might be Hall of Famer, all that sort of stuff. But my favorite football player right now is Nick Bosa because they're wearing a MAGA hat during the interview. And like they're talking about, he got fined $100,000 and he said, best freaking money ever spent. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. I will be a Nick Bosa fan for forever.
$100,000?
That's what Josh said. Got fined.
Holy shit, man. Wow. That's a
hey, look. I tell the NFL, fuck you, freedom of speech, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, the other element of that, in my opinion, it's after the fucking game. He wasn't wearing it during the game.
Hey, that's after the game,
right?
And guess what?
He wasn't even doing the interview. Just said what's up to his boy doing the interview.
Hey. After baseball games, you see all these idiots wearing the chains and the fucking helmets, and they're carrying around freaking the Titan sword and all that. Fuck it. He wanted to do something different. Good. I'm glad he did it. Attaboy, Nick. Fucking speak up, motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about.
Good for Nick.
Way, while we're talking about that, and we talked about the Silver Slugger, whammo.
Wow.
That is a Louisville Slugger. Let's see if I can get it right here. Silver Slugger Award. That's about as good as I can get. Right there.
That's badass.
Yeah, they put a silver back over here, and I've got 2 of these, but I don't know I don't know what. Put it this way, I swear to God, I don't know what they were talking about, what the parameters were or whatever. It had to be, you had to be the best, at your position that year, and hell, I was best at my position for a lot more than 2 years and only got 2 of these things. So I don't, they gave a few to Galarraga, they a few to Mark Grace. I know Hernandez got one. So I think they just said, fuck it, we're spreading the wealth because we had a bunch of good first basemen in the league at that time.
Yeah, dude, that's fine. I mean, look, you played in a golden era of a lot of really good first basemen, right?
Yeah. Hey, look, and then that's the thing. And that's like the Silver Slugger we talking about, I got a Gold Glove over here. I got one, I probably should have, a few of those too, but shit happens. But I literally went 1 year, played 162 games and made no errors. Not one in Candlestick Park. And they didn't give me the Gold Glove. And then the next year I made like 6 or 7 errors and they gave me the Gold Glove. I'm like, you fuckers got it backwards. Y'all should have given it to me last year. I don't know what the hell y'all thinking.
Well, because they knew they fucked it up.
Yeah. Oh, right? Yeah, without a shadow of doubt.
That was stupid because I'm not just saying that. I mean, we obviously do the pod together. You're my favorite player when I was a kid and everything else. Bro, I honestly, if I look back and think about it, I don't ever remember you not only not making a fucking error, I don't ever remember you not picking a ball at first. Like every fucking time, like you made it look easy, and then you flipped it back into the back in. You checked it out, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you throw it out, or you're like, nah, throw it away into the stands. And you're looking for those scuff marks, right?
You're gonna laugh at this one, right? So I go to the Arizona Fall League, right, and I'm there to work with Eldridge, and we're working around first base, and I'm teaching him how to do this and how to do that. And then he goes to take ground balls, right? So he's standing kind of right by me. Well, the third basemen are throwing across the diamond, and so one of them is our guy. His name's Charlie Ciccone, and good arm, usually really accurate. And then the other kid that was throwing was from the Pirates. I don't know what happened to these two guys. They legitimately threw me 11 picks in a row, and I picked all 11. Boom, boom, boom. And freaking Eldridge walks up to me off to the side, and he goes, how the hell did you do that? And I go, dude, that's what we worked on, right? So now I turn it around. I'm starting to fuck with the third base, and I'm like, dude, can you fuckers get it over here in the air? That's your job. Hey, I got a gold glove. I can tell you I can pick this shit. Get it in the freaking air. Hit me right here. Let's go. God damn it. And so it was funny. It was a good exchange, but it also proved to Eldridge, hey, look, here's somebody that worked at his craft, and he's over there picking shit like it's left and right. I better work at my craft. And so it was a good teaching moment right there.
Well, yeah, man. There's one thing when you just tell somebody to do it, and it's a whole nother when you go out there and you actually fucking show them how to do it.
Yeah, and right in front of them. And right in front of them. And the shit that we were talking about is like pick it and keep your head behind it. That way you can see the ball in the glove, stuff like that. And so he's able to see exactly what we were talking about, and not once or twice, but 11 times in a row. It's like, oh shit, there it is, right there. So
it was nice to be back on the field.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun being on the field. My big thing is I really enjoy being out there with the guys, and it's kind of funny now because like after batting practice is over, the dude that was throwing from third base that was with the Pirates, he comes over to me. He goes, Senor Trio, can you give me some help? And I'm like, yeah, I'll give you all kinds of help. So now I got a kid from the Pirates, wanting to talk some defensive stuff. So it's pretty cool. It really is neat.
That's so cool, man. So, all right, let's go over the Silver Slugger Award winners. This was announced at 5:11 p.m. I guess that's Mountain Time because I'm out here in Cabo. But here we go. First base.
You want to go first base?
Yeah, in the American League. I mean, we might as well start there. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It was his second win. A Silver Slugger for Guerrero seemed unlikely when he was batting .231, .675 OPS in early May. But from May 5th on, he was one of the best hitters in the sport, slashing .348, .414, .597 with 66 extra base hits over his next 125 games. His 199 hits overall were the sixth most in Blue Jays history, and his .323 batting average ranked second in the majors. Vlad Jr. now has as many Silver Sluggers as his dad did. Through his age 25 season, Vlad Sr. collected 8 by the end of his Hall of Fame career. What have you seen from Vlad Guerrero Jr. that you like, Thrill?
The one thing that I saw, especially this year, he started out the year like, I'm just hitting homers. That's it. I'm just hitting homers. And his like swing kind of took a step backwards, and he looked like he was really able to be pitched to. And then all of a sudden, you talked about it, the second half, wherever it started right there for him, either somebody must have had a talk with him or he had an epiphany or something, but he cut his swing down a little bit. And as soon as he did that, oh my God, his holes shrunk up, and he had the second half that you're talking about right there. And he wound up with 199 hits. He's one away from having, 200 hits. And if he wouldn't have had, the little problem early in the season, he'd have got another hit somewhere in there and had 200 hits for the first time in his career.
Okay, so the National League winner in at first base, Bryce Harper, is his fourth win. It says the 2024 campaign was Harper's healthiest since he won his second NL MVP award in 2021 this past season. The superstar slugger hit 30 homers, 898 OPS in 145 games for Philadelphia. So he played in a lot of games. He became the first player to win multiple Silver Slugger awards in the outfield and then at least one at first base as well.
Yeah, I mean, I did not know Bryce was having that kind of year. You know, I mean, I don't follow the Phillies a whole lot, but you know, it seems like he earned it. You know, but there's all kinds of competition over there at first base, especially with Freddie Freeman and Matt Olson and guys like that. So evidently, old Mr. Hop Air had a pretty damn good year this year.
Yeah, you're right, dude, because Freeman's statistics were basically not wiped out, but they were hurt by the fact that he was hurt for
Right.
a lot of the season and
Right.
dealt with the stuff with his kid and whatnot. And then it was Matt Olson who he didn't have a normal Matt Olson year.
Yeah,
it was a down year from.
I think if Matt Olson would have had his normal Matt Olson year, he'd have run away with it. But whatever.
Okay, second base.
Second base.
The AL winner in second base, Jose Altuve. Altuve's 7 Silver Sluggers are 2 more than any other player in Astros history. They're tied with Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg for the most of a second baseman. The face of Houston's franchise earns his latest trophy after his 6th season with 20 homers and his third with at least 20 dingers and 20 steals, 185 hits for Altuve. He just keeps fucking doing it, huh?
Yeah. No, he just keeps plugging right along. He's the heart and soul of that franchise. That franchise revolves around him. He is the face of the Astros, and having his 7th Silver Slugger win, he ties Mookie Betts, who also got one this year. He ties him as the most Silver Sluggers on this list this year. There are a bunch of first-timers on this list, so that's good to see.
And speaking of a first-timer in the National League at second base, Ketel Marte. He's been one of the most underrated sluggers over the past couple of years. Marte finally has his first Silver Slugger Award after putting together a tremendous season at the plate for Arizona. 292, 372 on-base percentage, 560 slugging percentage. He set career highs in homers, 36 in RBIs, and his OPS plus was 155. That's basically saying he's 55% above league average in the 136 games that he played. Ketel Marte is a bad motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's, needless to say, he's in our division, so we get a chance to see him a lot. The first time I saw this kid, I forget who I was talking to. It was another baseball guy. And I go, who is that right there? I said, I'll take him on my team right then and there. And that's when he was a rookie, And, he's done nothing but improve this year. Like you said, he reached highs in damn near every offensive category, his career highs. And so he ran away with it. All right. This is not even a question mark. He deserved every bit of it. So congratulations.
All right, let's go to shortstop. In the American League, it was Bobby Witt Jr. His 2024 season was full of historic first and route to a Silver Slugger with his MLB best 332 average. He claimed the first batting title by a Royal since George Brett in 1990. Witt had 32 home runs, 31 steals, and the first shortstop in MLB history with multiple 30-30 campaigns. Is surprising to me. And if that's not enough, he became the first player to go 30-30 while adding at least 40 doubles and 10 triples to his season. Thrill, Bobby Witt Jr., you want to talk about undercover superstar? This guy's fucking it.
Dude, if he was in any big market team, if he was in, California, Chicago, or New York, this guy would have the jersey sales of all jersey sales. I was fortunate enough to play with his dad on the Olympic team, and then play with his dad, with the Rangers. And then, I knew Bobby the whole time he was growing up, and to see him come on scene and do what he's done. Oh my God. And you just read it out. I mean, you 30-30, all right, that's unbelievable to start out with, but then lead the AL in batting average, then tack on 40 doubles and 10 triples. Dude, that's what is known as dominant. That is the guy that you build everything around. Bobby Witt Jr.
Do you have any great Bobby Witt Sr. stories?
Oh my God. He is the funniest human being on the face of the planet. Bobby Witt Sr. is unbelievable. And so we would be on the Olympic team, and we had Bobby, and one of our catchers was John Marzano. John was an Italian guy. He's out of New York or New Jersey, something like that. And Bobby Witt and Marzano would pretend to talk Japanese to the Japanese players, and they were just looking at him like, "What are you saying?" And they're just making up these Japanese words, and I'm just sitting there, I'm crying, laughing, and these Japanese guys are like straight facing them, and so we'd get off the bus just howling, laughing, and these Japanese guys are like very straight laced. I'm like, oh, that was too much fun.
I've heard him speak. I've heard Bobby Witt's mom speak, and Bobby Witt Jr.'s mom. So it would be Bobby Witt Sr.'s wife, I guess. Figuring they're still married, but man, it just seems like an amazing family. He has some sisters. They're always part of the scene, and
that's the one thing.
If this is not the All-American family, like I don't know what it is.
I mean, that's the one thing Bobby and Lori did great. I mean, they got some unbelievable daughters. Bobby Witt Jr. has a bunch of older daughters. They're all just drop dead gorgeous. Few of them married ball players. So the sport
froze at this point.
Sport goes throughout the Witt family. So
at this point, so hopefully we can figure it out. Let me hit the chat.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, the NL winner was Francisco Lindor.
Is anybody still on the thread
that can There's all kinds of people on the chat room.
Is this a yes or is this a no?
I'm paying attention to it. But anyway, so Francisco Lindor won the NL, and I didn't, dude.
There we go.
That's another thing. I don't pay attention to New York, and all.
So we still have people here.
Yeah.
Is Thrill frozen?
What? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm going to keep this thing rolling.
So anyway, I'm still trying to talk about Lindor. Pay attention here. So
Josh,
anyway,
what's up, buddy?
I didn't know that little bastard had 30-something homers.
Tell Thrill to just X out and then come back in. But we'll continue with the National League winner, Francisco Lindor of the Mets. Lindor struggled at the plate early in the season, but once he got going, he never looked back. On May 20th, he had a 193. This is insane.
You got me now? Goodness. 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 You back? You back? No EB. Do you see me anyway? All right, good. I think it was EB cranking up. But anyway, so I was telling the story. Francisco Lindor.
You back?
You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, cool. We're good.
Do we have everybody else?
Yeah, we got everybody else. They're freaking firing up the chat room, telling us who was off and who was on. So, okay. But I was saying before we got away, I was saying Lindor, won the NL, and I didn't know it, but all of a sudden I look up, dude, he's got 30-something homers too. He had a great year too. So I was like, Jesus.
Well, what's insane with him is on May 20th, He had a 193 batting average, a 268 on base percentage, and a 360 or 348 slugging percentage. Like, that's horseshit, right? Like, I mean, it's insane. And that's a month and a half, almost 2 months into the season.
He's another one like Guerrero. All of a sudden, he must have fixed something. Had a come to Jesus meeting with somebody and had a whale of a second half.
From that point on, he had a 943 OPS with 26 home runs to win that title. All right, third base in the American League, Jose Ramirez. The Guardians' 162nd regular season game was canceled due to rain, washing out Ramirez's last chance to join the rare 40-40-40 club. Only Alfonso Soriano has done it, still accumulating 39 doubles, 39 home runs, and 41 steals. Isn't too shabby. I mean, I had no fucking idea he even did that. Did you?
I didn't know he did that either. All I know is every time I watch him on TV, he's driving in like the most crucial run ever. So I'll take Jose Ramirez on my team any day of the week.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot right here. It says only 2 third basemen have won more such awards during their career. It's saying that Ramirez breaks a tie with Albert Bell for most by a player with his 5th Silver Slugger in Cleveland history. All right, only 2 third basemen have won more such awards during their career. Hall of Famer Wade Boggs and Mike Schmidt, who I know was your dude growing up, right?
That was it. So Schmitty got a bunch of them. I know. I would imagine George Brett would have a bunch of them too. Shit, he won 3 batting titles in 3 different decades, so that's at least 3. So yeah, it's unbelievable. Kind of third basemen that have come through the AL within the last 30, 40 years. It's pretty phenomenal.
All right, you want to play a fucked up game?
Oh God, what?
It's called Start Bench Cut. You pick one guy that you got to start, one guy you got to bench, and the other guy you got to cut. You ready? George Brett, Wade Boggs, Mike Schmidt. Start Bench Cut.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh! All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you. All right. I'm all about getting on base as a number 3 hitter, and then getting everybody set up behind you. Because of the 3 batting titles in 3 years and playing in Kansas City in a small market and finally winning the series there and all that. George Brett's my starter. Mike Schmidt is my backup. And Wade Boggs, sorry, you ain't got the power. You get cut.
Ha! See ya!
Sorry, that's how I roll.
That's 3 Hall of
Plus,
Famers.
on top of that, as you well know, George Brett and Mike Schmidt were my idols growing up. I'm not gonna cut them.
Yeah. I would do the same thing. I'm a lot more sympathetic and
Hey, I like
empathetic
that
towards
game.
guys that.
Game. Let's do it again. Come on. Let's do
Oh,
it again.
dude. Okay, it's gotta happen organically. Okay, this
All
was
right.
this was one that I had some fun with. So the next AL winner is Aaron Judge. We know he had this.
Yeah, no, you talking about the outfield?
Yeah, but historic winner. Yeah, we're in the outfield now. But let's play this game one more time. So during the World Series, you had a superstar in Aaron Judge, and then you had obviously Shohei Ohtani, who is the mega of mega superstars, and you also had Juan Soto, who is going to potentially land the biggest free agent contract ever this offseason, at least give Ohtani a run for his money. All 3 were playing in the World Series. Start, bench, cut. Ohtani, Judge, and Soto.
All right. Big Mike's going to chime in on this one. I know he is, but I am a Juan Soto fan. He's my starter. All right. So you got, I love him. You got power, speed, walks, sets up the whole lineup behind him. You got Ohtani, who's superstar, and then you got Judge, superstar. Ohtani stepped up during the postseason, had a 50-50 year. Judge during the postseason, sorry, Aaron, you get cut. Ohtani's my backup.
Yeah. So I'm going to start Ohtani. And the reason being,
I get it. I'm with you. Okay.
I got two reasons why. But besides, so offensively, even if he is the same as Judge or Soto, because I think Soto's the best hitter of all of them. But even if Ohtani and Soto are pretty even, you have Ohtani potentially coming back from the pitching perspective. But I'm also convinced that you could teach fucking Ohtani how to be an amazing outfielder. He has more speed than anybody in Major League Baseball, or at least at the very top of that list. It's just about route running, right? And it's
Yeah.
like teaching a wide receiver how to run routes. Like open up right, open up left, stay on your toes. And so if he's sold out to be a great outfielder, I think he'd be one of the best outfielders in baseball immediately. Soto has proven so far, at least, not to be a great outfielder. So that's
why he's in a great spot right there, which is New York.
right
Short
field.
fence,
Short fence.
doesn't have to cover as much ground. So, but as far as what he brings to the plate and how not only does he do damage, but then he sets up the damage behind him. Dude, I loved him when he was in San Diego, and I definitely am a fan now because he's doing it in New York in front of the big stage. So,
Bro, I think he's the best hitter in baseball, like the best approach at least.
yeah, yeah,
From an average perspective, he's not up there with a couple of the other guys, but he takes so many damn walks.
yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I'm with
He
you.
just
I'm
he
with you.
doesn't swing at balls,
Yeah, no,
right?
no.
And part of being a good average hitter, and if you're going to hit 400, like you got to swing at some balls.
Yeah.
You have to swing some balls, put balls in play, and be able to get base hits on balls. That's just not him because he's not going to swing at a fucking ball.
All right. So, all right. Let's look at the list here. So, AL outfield was Judge, Soto, and then this was the guy that you and I talked about a show or two ago that he just popped up on the radar was this Anthony Santander from the Orioles, dude. He had a freaking monster year for the Orioles. So, I mean,
44.
dude, I mean that's freaking solid. So, if there was a surprise to me on the list, it was Santander because I didn't know about him a few weeks ago. So, I mean, dude, that was great. Congratulations, Anthony. Congratulations.
How about this? His 44 home runs trailed only Mickey Mantle, Chipper Jones, and Lance Berkman for the most ever by a switch hitter.
Really? That's
Who's
pretty special. That's another one I didn't know.
Who's the best switch hitter that you can recall during your era?
During my era?
Yeah.
Eddie Murray.
I was gonna add, I actually was gonna say, yo, Thrill, is Eddie Murray the best switch hitter?
Yeah.
I rephrased the question because I didn't want to put words in your mouth and make you celebrate.
And you know, Eddie and I played against each other, you know, in LA all those years, you know. But then when I went to Baltimore, Eddie was my hitting guy, was my hitting instructor, and I had a chance to sit down and talk to him. Freaking great dude. I will be in Eddie Murray's corner at all times.
I totally agree. I spent one day in Vegas with them, sitting by a pool, just bullshitting.
Yeah.
One of my favorite conversations that I ever had. Just a dude.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
And you remember back in the day, he actually, and I forget the reason, but he stopped talking to the media, and so he was known as like this crazy asshole, and like anything, it was the furthest thing from the truth.
Well, the thing was, you know, he was on the East Coast. He was in Baltimore, and maybe got misquoted once or twice. And he said, "Fuck this! I ain't doing this no more." So I don't blame him one bit. But then we switch over. We go from the AL, we go to the NL, and we got some of me and you, our guys. All right, Jackson Merrill, dude. Big time fan of this boy right here. I love him. the guy that I told you that I wish the Giants would have jumped on, Teoscar Hernandez with the Dodgers. Good Lord, we could have got his ass. And then finally, the guy had a breakthrough year, and he's been kind of lounging around, had a breakthrough year this year. Let's see if it's the real deal. Jurickson Profar.
Yeah, Profar, I'd love to see him back that up. And it's look, like he's always kind of been like, I don't know, like a super utility guy, right? But this year at 839 OPS, 24 home runs, Teoscar Hernandez, he's the real fucking deal, man. 33 homers, Dodger Stadium, 840 OPS, 32 years old. I've always loved him. And then Jackson Merrill. Check this out, Phil. According to the Elias Sports Bureau, he becomes the fourth youngest player to win a Silver Slugger Award ever. 21 years old, 164 days at the end of the regular season only. Ready? This is great. Mike Trout, Alex Rodriguez, and double sky point, Fernando Valenzuela.
No way.
Only three that were younger than Jackson Merrill when they won their Silver Slugger.
That's right. I forgot. Back in the day, the pitchers got Silver Sluggers too when they hit in the National League. I forgot about that.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. So, hey, look, we talked about it over the course of, as the year was going on. The Padres were playing the best baseball in the second half, and Profar and Merrill were a big part of that, besides, the fact that Tatis and Machado stayed healthy. So, it just sets up the National League West for being just another great year next year. So, one thing we did talk about, we talked about Ohtani. All right, look, without a shadow of a doubt, 50-50, all the bullshit, Mr. MLB, all that. So, he's going to win, the designated hitter. The American League designated hitter caught me off guard. You remember?
No, who was it?
Brent Rooker from the A's.
Oh!
A Mississippi State boy. Yeah. And he had a freaking monster year for the A's. This is his first ever Silver Slugger. He was, believe it or not, when he was at Mississippi State, there's only been two Triple Crown winners in the SEC. One of them was Rafael Palmeiro, and Brent Rooker was the other one. So, he comes from a great pedigree. It took him a little bit to put it together. He got drafted by Minnesota and didn't pan out there, and winds up a few years later in Oakland and did a hell of a job. So congratulations, Brent. Nice job, bud.
7th in the American League in batting average, 293. A 47-point improvement from his 2023 average. He had a 365 on base percentage, a 927 OPS, was the 8th best in MLB. This guy is a fucking savage, man. He built upon his 30-homer season from last year with 39 this year. Brent Rooker had a hell of a year for the Athletics.
Yeah, not only went to 39, but like you said, came up 47, 50 points in batting average. Dude, that's a major improvement right there. That's going from all right, I'm going for the fences to, oh, wait a second. I'm going for the fences, but I'm also kind of an all-around type of hitter. So, congratulations right there.
All right, so then the other one was Ohtani. I mean, do we even need to mention?
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about that.
We talked about third base.
We talked about first base. We talked about second base. We did not talk about catcher. Let's go to catcher.
Yeah, let's do the catchers here. So, in the American League, this one gets me because he literally rolls out there and almost rolls out there.
Literally rolls out there.
250 pounds, 270 pounds, 290 pounds. I have no fucking idea, man. But he's a big dude. And yet he gets in the box and he just fucking rich. Salvador fucking Perez is
Salvador.
a savage. He looks like a slow pitch softball player slugging down a 12 pack before going and playing his games. Yet he's still doing it. Thrill. Your thoughts on Salvador Perez?
So Salvador Perez, I mean, I got a really good memory of him, and I'm sorry, Salvador, but you were the last out in the 2014 World Series. Madison Bumgarner just kept chunking those fastballs in on you, and you couldn't catch up. You wound up popping up to Pablo Sandoval to end it. I got a World Series ring because of it, Salvador. Sorry, but congratulations on your 5th Silver Slugger, which is unbelievable because it's for a catcher. These guys get beat up all the time. Salvador has played for one team and one team alone. You know, he's a stalwart there in Kansas City, along with Bobby Witt Jr. And he finds a way to get it done. So congratulations.
He certainly finds a way to get it done. I'm not sure he's the number one example that I would use when somebody from another sport is making the argument that baseball players aren't athletes.
Quit beating on him. He's a Silver Slugger winner. God damn it! Quit beating on him.
He's a great hitter.
Hey, look, and on top of that, he's been behind the dish a lot. He does a real good job. I mean, the Royals get to the playoffs again. He does a real good job at calling pitches and working within a staff. He's been to the World Series. So, this guy has proven over the course of his career, and you're talking about, 2014 was 10 years ago. He's done it for a long period of time and been a winner. So congratulations.
All right. In the National League, it was William Contreras. Contreras played a huge role in helping the Brewers run away with the NL Central. He set career highs with 23 home runs and 92 RBIs. He finished with a 831 OPS for Milwaukee. This was the Cubs catcher.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Cubs catcher of the future, too.
Yeah. I mean, he went from. I want to make sure I'm getting it right. He went the Cubs to the Brewers, and you had Counsell go from the Brewers to the Cubs.
Yeah.
But Contreras obviously had himself a hell of a season.
You need to crank off his stats because I legitimately do not know anything about William Contreras.
Yeah, I mean 23 homers, 92 RBIs, 831 OPS, like legit.
All right then. Legit. And he played for another team that went to the playoffs. So, all of these people that are on these lists, once you prove, hey, look, not only did we have a hell of a year, but our teams win, they give you a little bit more of a nod. So, and then the last category that we got to go to is utility players. And I got a little story here. So, first utility player is the NL Mookie Betts from the Dodgers. I will take this guy any freaking day of the week. I said it when he was with Boston. Now it's for sure with LA. This guy knows how to play the game of baseball. He not only knows it from the offensive side, he knows it from the defensive side. He knows it from a clubhouse standpoint. I will take Mookie Betts on my team any day of the week.
Runs the bases like a savage. This is one of the best baseball players of our generation.
He might have single-handedly won the World Series for the Dodgers because he busted his ass going down to first base, and the Yankees had a screw up, and they wound up getting they stole an out, get another run, and wound up Yankees imploded.
So, Thrill, great breakdown last week of that play where we actually showed where Mookie Betts was and where Anthony Rizzo was at the time and where Garrett Cole was at the time, and the play that wasn't made, that clip, when semi-viral last week, and I think got a lot of love with your breakdown and analysis. Correct me if I'm wrong, and it's not. I don't want to claim anything because I didn't have a chance to watch him play on any sort of regular basis, and the clips that we get are, just so grainy, and so it's really tough to understand. But the best comp for Mookie Betts that I truly believe, I don't think there's another player that within the past, let's just call it 30, 40 years, that we could comp this guy to. But when I watch Mookie Betts, I think to myself, is this what it was like to watch Jackie Robinson?
Oh, ooh, that is a good statement right there.
Think about this. Jackie Robinson, four-sport athlete, UCLA. Football, basketball, track and field, baseball. Mookie Betts, universally known as the greatest athlete in MLB. Bowls 300 games, plays pickleball, just does everything so off the fucking charts that it's like, it doesn't matter what. I'm sure this guy could have been a point guard in basketball in the NBA. There was nothing this guy couldn't do. Whatever position you could have picked for him, I'm sure he would have built his body to play football. Like, he is that guy. And sure, it's easy to say this because you watch him in a Dodger uniform and everything else, but I didn't quite understand the total player that Jackie was. You look at his career, dude, he didn't play very long, man. Played like 10 years.
No, not in terms of longevity. No, you're right.
But he was great when he did play.
Yeah.
And he was a fantastic hitter, and he put the ball in play, and he ran the fucking bases, and he played amazing defense. And Mookie Betts, who else in the fucking game of baseball could all of a sudden say, hey, I'm an outfielder. You want me to play shortstop? No problem. Oh, you need a second baseman? I got you. Whatever you need, I'm fucking here for you.
And that's where
something special. Generational player.
You and I know this, and that's where I was going to go with this. Is he's not a one trick pony. He does freaking everything. Like you said, you want to, somebody's hurt, got to go to shortstop. All right, I go to shortstop. You want to go, oh, no, go to second base. Oh, play the outfield. Oh, no, go over here. He's like, fuck it. I'm going to do whatever it takes to win, and we're going to win. And, dude, those guys, holy shit. Like you said, you going back to Jackie Robinson, you look back, it's like, all right, who did what Mookie did at this level? It's like, wow, not many guys.
No.
And on top of that, and we talked about it earlier in the show, but he and Altuve are the leading Silver Slugger winners on this list. He's got 7 as well. So the other guy who is on the utility list is the guy that I wanted to tell a story about. Josh Smith from the Texas Rangers. Josh Smith was actually a New York Yankee, and he wound up, I don't follow exactly what the transactions were. Josh Smith is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He went to LSU. Myself and another one of my trusted baseball compadres, his name's Bill Daly. He used to be LSU's third base coach down here. Bill gives hitting lessons now, and I actually worked with Josh as he was making his way from college into the minors, then into hopefully pro ball. Bill Daly has worked with him pretty much every year, and for Josh Smith to come out and win a Silver Slugger, it is a big, big, big feather in his cap. Congratulations, Josh. I know where you came from. I know how much hard work you put in. So congrats, my brother.
Dude, that's amazing. Because if you look at his numbers, like, the numbers aren't overwhelming by any means, but here he is, and he has this team first mentality. Obviously, grateful for any opportunity that he gets when his name is in that lineup, and he just had a solid fucking season.
Dude,
That's what I love about this.
he's a freaking gamer. He's a gamer. And those are the guys you and I talked about it. It's just like the team that you picked with your all-star team this last weekend. It's like, give me the freaking gamers, give me the grinders, give me the little gut busters. I'm gonna win with those guys. Josh is one of those guys.
That's it, man. All right, dude. I gotta run, man. I got a reservation down at the restaurant.
Oh, and wait a second. For all of y'all that have come on to the chat room now because you thought the show was this time instead of an hour early, we're coming live from Cabo San Lucas with Mr. Byrnes, who's on a little mini vacation. So that's why we started an hour early, because he's got some bullshit going on.
You know what? It's interesting though, Thrill, and we are on No Filter Network, and we obviously have these amazing interactive capabilities. So we're firing away in the chat and everything, but we actually have Linda.
Hey, Linda, tell Nora we're not all mad at her about her comment last week in the chat room. Tell her we're okay.
Yeah, I know. I saw that at the last minute. I was like, oh.
So anyway, hey, while we're talking to Linda, somebody else just came in the chat room, Joel Thompson, and Joel was the guy that had sent me that Field of Dreams bourbon. Remember?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So here is what I did, Joel. I went and I contacted MLB, and they have legitimately, like, I don't know, maybe 100 bottles set aside for me, and it has my little logo thing on it. So I'll make sure that when I get all of those bottles, everybody in the chat room, I'll make sure y'all get one.
I'm in.
And then this is the little cork thing that, let me see if I can get it right. That's the little cork thing that goes on top of the bottle, and there's all kinds of different players and stuff like that MLB licensed. So I got to make sure that everybody in the chat room, you guys are going to get a Field of Dreams bottle of bourbon with the Thrill little Jabba Bobby. At a later date, I'll get everybody's addresses. Josh, that might be something I need you to do. I might need you to get the list together. You and Tommy Luke.
Yeah, we'll put Josh and Tommy on it. Linda, what's up?
Not much. Just surprised at the start time. I was cooking dinner. I was eating dinner.
Did you just come on right now?
No, probably like 10, 15 minutes ago.
Hey, let me ask you this. Did you come to Autism Night this year?
Yes.
Yes.
What did they like push you guys in the back of the line and all that?
Oh, we never got to the line. It was so many people. It was
so for everybody that's in the chat room, and EB and Linda and Nora and Rodolfo and everybody, I was not happy at how they ran the Autism Night, because we had a lot of people, and I wanted to reach out to everybody, make sure I signed autographs, make sure I talked to them, listen to their stories, all that kind of stuff. And they didn't budget the time worth of fuck this year. And so I already had a big discussion with our team. And so next year it's going to be budgeted a lot better. So everybody that comes to that Triples Alley appearance is going to spend some time with the Thrill. Thrill's going to autograph all that sort of shit. So I apologize if you got hung up in the confusion.
Oh, it's okay. We were eating. We were hanging with Mike and Sandy and Jason and Nicole.
Yeah.
And Josh got to meet Josh, so that was
good.
Nice.
Good. Yeah,
you
Josh,
guys made it in. I saw you in line. Did you guys make it in or no?
Oh yeah, I paid. Yeah, we paid for tickets to get in there and everything. Yeah, I mean, we got in there. It's just it was so many people, and we're short. I'm like, super short. So.
Well, no, not only that. It's just like, I got to I started visiting with people. I started signing autographs and signing people's jerseys and stuff like that. And then they started that panel up there and they said, hey, you can't do that while the panel's going on. And I go, these people are here to freaking get some shit squared away here. And so then I got up there, did our panel, myself and Dave Dravecki, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we got the deal at home plate. So I had to turn around and run the home plate and do that thing. I'm like, oh, wait a second. We're going to change this up for next year. Next year, this is going to be about the VIPs that bought all the tickets and are spending their hard-earned cash to go to Triples Alley. I'm spending time with them. You guys can push all the rest of the shit back later.
Cool.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Linda, what else is on your mind tonight?
Nothing. I just wanted to check in and say hello because Will had mentioned a week ago or so that I haven't been on here in a while. So, hello, I'm here.
I'm glad you're here. I'm loving the jersey in the background too.
Yeah.
I remember signing that thing.
Hey, so check this out, Thrill. We have another San Francisco Giants fan. He actually lives in the city of San Francisco. The only person I know these days that lives in the city of San Francisco. This is his beautiful home that he's allowed us to do the Deuces Wild show here. Mr. Jesse Bromberg, get the fuck in here, dude.
Jesse!
There's Linda and Will Clark.
Linda, Thrill.
Hello, brother.
We're doing good.
Hey.
We played a solid 6.5 hours of pickleball.
6.5. Pickleball.
It was a long.
Oh my God! Hey, Jesse, thanks for putting up with that retard that's right there to your left. All right, I really appreciate you putting up with him.
You know, it's sadly I won't say it out loud, but my wife has had a hard time getting rid of retards. It's rolling out of her mouth.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Hey, I tell you what, seriously, I mean, he busts his ass, and for him to be able to let his hair down and just enjoy a night like tonight at your place, that's awesome. So thank you.
Oh no, without a doubt. This guy, we've spent the amount of hours we've spent running and doing athletics is a level of bedlam. But it's ethereal for me. I need it just to keep myself straight.
There's only a few friends I can have, Thrill, that actually can keep up with me. Jesse's one of them. So that's
hey, Jesse, seriously. I mean, no kidding. We kind of laugh and giggle about this, but I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for taking care of the fucking grown-up badminton player, okay? Nice job. Nice job.
Well, no, I appreciate it. Thank you for all the years. Seriously, the amount of time spent out watching what you're all about. It's been.
Oh man, hey, looks like you got a gorgeous spot, man. Enjoy it, and my best to the family.
Thank you,
thanks, bro.
That's a lot.
All right, give me 3 minutes. I'll finish the show. Linda,
before we get rolling here, Josh even brought it up, and I forgot because we were talking about Autism Night. Autism Night will be on Friday, June 20th. Friday, June 20th against the Boston Red Sox next year. So everybody that wants to do the Autism Night, wants to do the Triples Alley appearance, all that, put it on your calendars. There you go.
All right. That would be against the Red Sox. That'd be super cool.
Linda, I'm so glad to see you, baby.
Linda,
you need to come on more.
Any final thoughts before we end this thing?
No, I missed the whole first half of the show, so I don't know what you guys talked about. Really.
We would just bullshit and nothing major. Then we got stuck on the Silver Slugger Awards.
Silver Slugger Awards and talked about Trump. You guys would much appreciate it.
Yeah. So, like I said, make sure you give Nora a big hug for me, pat her on the back, tell her I still love her.
She's got balls to say that on here. I'm like, I hate politics, so I'm not even gonna.
Hey, look,
we respect everyone.
Hey, look, that's what I told EB last week. It's like, look, it's too easy to get caught up in that mousetrap. Let's do what we do, stay in our lane, talk baseball and all that sort of stuff, because no matter what happens as far as politics, somebody's going to have a different opinion as you. So it's just the way it works.
But it's okay to love America.
Yeah.
And we all do. So there you go.
Okay, cool.
And that's a reason why. That's a reason why all of us are in the best country on the face of the planet. So there you go.
That's right.
All right, Linda. Hey, come on next week too. I'm sorry
Yeah.
about the late start. And then just hit the start. If you want to watch the beginning of the show, just go back within like 15 minutes. It will be uploaded on No Filter. You'll be able to go back to it, hit watch, and be all good.
Cool. Will do.
Okay. Hey,
Okay.
Linda, one more thing for you, sweetie. See ya.
See ya.
Hey, Thrill.
Yo.
Before you go, though, we have to address this. I could not fucking believe it when I saw it. This is a tweet from SF Gate. SF Giants president of baseball operations Buster Posey told reporters he's moving analytics offices, echoing a profane declaration by ex-Giant Will Clark.
I wonder where that profane declaration came from. It might have been from No Filter Network.
So good, man. I mean, look, you're honest, and what you say has value. And when you said that, I don't think I quite understood why you were so passionate about it. But then when I come to find out that they're in the middle of the fucking locker room and just on top of and smothering the players with this information, it's like, damn, man, sometimes in life, it's just too fucking much. And there's different ways to present it. And so now I kind of understand, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, what exactly you were saying when you went on that rant.
Okay, so there's a little bit more to this tirade than what you're thinking. When you walked into the San Francisco Giants clubhouse in the past, you walk in. The first door on your right-hand side is Mike Murphy's office, who has been there 65 years working for the San Francisco Giants. He's the equipment manager. On the left is the manager and the coaches and all that, right? Then you got to go through this little hallway, and it's all pictures of Hall of Famers in San Francisco Giant history before you get into the clubhouse. Well, the previous regime not only got rid of Mike Murphy, they took his office and knocked out a wall, and they put all the stat meatheads right there. So now when you walk, oh, and by the way, they took all of the Hall of Famers down and everything down. So now when you walk in, it's some freaking graffiti on the wall. Then you got the stat guys. Then over here is the manager, and the stat guys are always in the manager's office. And I'm like, this is not right. This is not right at all. And, you know, hey, look, if you're going to be the guy that's going to tell the manager who to play, why to play him, and all that sort of stuff, well, then when it goes south, you need to answer the call too as well. And guess what? The San Francisco Giants even called me up and freaking slapped me on the freaking hand about this too. So now that Buster has come out and, you know, reiterated kind of what I said, I don't get no slaps on the hand no more. Imagine that. So anyway, another thing too, one of our stat guys, and I love him. He's a great guy. Don't get me wrong. He's a good dude, Michael Schwartz. He is taking a new job with the Atlanta Braves. So he's going to be the Atlanta Braves stat guy. So we're down one stat guy. So there you go.
Yeah, I saw that. Look, man, I don't. It's tough to say because I'm sure they all did take it personal. But sometimes in life, like when you were speaking about that, like it was almost like your passion wasn't necessarily directed towards like one individual, but it was saying, I think more of a, hey, look, this is too much. That's how I fucking read it.
You hit the nail on the head. It is not at one guy or one girl or whatever. It is a change in theory in the sport. It is a change in the fact that what I'm looking at on the field, and I know deep in my heart, I know in my gut instinct that I'm right, and you're coming up to me and you're telling me on a piece of paper that I'm wrong, fuck you. I'm sticking with me. I ain't sticking with you. All right? Here's another one. Here's another one, and I have said this one till I am blue in the face. All right, you come to me and you say, I'm facing Eric Byrnes, and Eric Byrnes throws 70% fastballs. Okay, well, Eric Byrnes goes out there that night and he can't find the zone with his fastball. What the fuck? Am I supposed to stick with 70% fastballs, or is he going to throw something else that he's going to throw fucking strikes? All right, that's where the fucking game has changed. The observation, the common sense, the trust in the gut instinct. That is where the game has changed. These are the points I'm trying to make. And some people, thank God, are starting to listen, because guess what? The people that are listening, example is Buster Posey. He's been there, done that. He knows.
God bless America, and God bless Will Clark. Thank you, man.
Gentlemen and ladies in the chat room, love you guys. We will be back at it next Tuesday. And who knows what we're talking about, but we're going to have some fun with it.
Thrill, fantastic shit. As always, hold on a second. We're getting a FaceTime call from Biscuit. There's my kid.
Hey, Biscuit! What up, dude?
What up, Thrill?
Hey, what's going on with the fucking hoodie here, dude? Is it like 30 degrees where you at?
Yeah.
What?
And I'm sick.
And you're sick?
It says it's 30 degrees and I'm sick.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, show him what's it like in Tahoe. Show him the deck.
Show me the deck, Biscuit. See what it says.
Watch this.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's snow.
Hey, Biscuit, the only thing that would get better is if you had a fucking black bear in your house right now.
Hey, Biscuit, any final words for the Daily Hustle audience tonight, or Thrill?
Yeah, one more. See ya.
Oh, he got me.
Oh, he dropped it on you. He dropped it on you.
So good. I taught him well, man. Well done, son.
Hey, look, man, you know when we're going through a season and we got so much shit to talk about, you and I get up and we're like, that was a fucking good show,
Yeah.
And everybody in the chat room will text me and stuff. And they're like, dude, you guys rocked it tonight. But I have this feeling that, like, the last two shows, dude, we've been just going by the seat of our pants, loving life. Everybody's blowing up the chat room. I'm been loving the last few shows we've been doing.
I agree, but we get more creative. We don't have to talk about that. Get so specific on certain things. Gives us a little bit more leeway.
Yeah.
For the off-season shows, I'm going to plan on keeping them going whenever. Whenever you're available, dude.
And remember, because Joel Thompson just chimed in right here, the Thrill said it on here. As soon as I get all these freaking bottles of bourbon, I'm sending you fuckers each one of the bottles of bourbon. I'll have Tommy Luke and Big Mike and Linda and everybody reach out to you guys, get addresses, and the Thrill's sending you all a bottle.
Dude, I can't wait. Well, on that note, I'm going to go drink some fine tequilas in this luxurious Mexican retreat, resort, whatever you want to call it, that just happens to be my buddy's house. I mean,
hey, tell Jesse he did a great job. Tell him appreciate him popping in on the show.
I will, man. All right, dude. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify or anywhere else, please do us a favor. Leave a 5-star review if you're feeling generous. If you want to write a couple comments, and even if you're one of our regulars, honestly, guys, like it by going in there, hitting the 5 stars, writing a review, it really helps with the ratings and everything. It allows us to.
Oh, and by the way, your freaking wife just chimed in and said you have a rough life, honey.
Well, I would like to tell my wife how much I love her and how appreciative I am.
Kara, he loves you, and he really appreciates the fact that you let him go to Cabo while you are in 2 feet of snow with a sick Biscuit.
And you know what I'm going to do, though, Thrill? For my wife, immediately, as soon as I get off this show, I'm going to go pour myself a Clase Azul Gold.
Ooh, ring the bell, baby. Ring the bell. Boom.
Ding, ding, ding. And I'm going to take a shot for you, honey. I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my pleasure.
All right, Thrill. Next week, let me know if we're on, and we'll rock and
No,
roll.
we're on. We're on. We're good. Game
Okay.
on. Let's do it.
Obviously, if I can do this shit from Mexico, I'll do it from fucking anywhere. So
Hey,
as long as you're good to go, I'm good.
Hey, and I'm sorry we weren't able to get the word out that we were going an hour earlier, but everybody that chimed in later did a good job. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Thrill. For everyone else, see ya!